Hello everybody, this is GamerGar. Welcome back to another Stardew Valley video. For the purposes of today's video, I am going to bring to you the ultimate guide to spring. 1.6 is just around the corner. What better video to release to prepare us all for the new content to come? This guide is going to focus heavily on money making tips and tricks. Let's see how much money we can make in spring. Let's see how much money we can make by the end of the year. And let's see if we can obtain the gold clock by day 100. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button and help my channel grow. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's jump straight into the video and let's have some fun. A huge thanks to all my channel members for supporting me thus far. Thanks a million everyone. The first day in spring is by far one of the most important days in the season because it will set you up for the rest of the season depending on how well you can play this day. So the first thing we're going to do here is cut down some trees and make a chest. We're also going to focus on clearing a path just to the north section of our farm so that if we have to exit or enter, there won't be any debris blocking our path, especially if we have to get into bed before 2 o'clock so we're not taking penalties the next day. Once the chest is made, we're going to put down our lovely parsnip seeds because we get those for free. Once the parsnip seeds are planted, we are going to explore the map for any forageables that we can find. The goal today is to get level 1 foraging, so we can make spring wild seeds on day number 2 and get the ball rolling with forageables. Forageables in this game are extremely profitable. I managed to haul up a dried starfish here from the beach. I'm going to give that to Gunther. This rewards us with 250 gold, and that is nothing to snuff at on day 1. We now have 750 gold that we can use on Pierre here and purchase a lot more seeds. We're going to get a total of 37 seeds here now off Pierre, and this means more farming XP for us and also more money. By the end of the day, after we have the map explored, all the forageables picked up, we're going to spend the rest of our energy cutting down more trees, clearing away more debris to see if we can make a nice clear path down towards the south of the farm, which is going to save a lot more time in the future if we have to make a quick escape back to bed before the next day starts. Mining open all the rocks on the farm will give you XP. If the rocks contain coal, you do get bonus XP, and this makes it a lot easier to reach level 1 mining before day number 5 when you start your mining adventures. Level 1 foraging provides us with 1 axe proficiency, but more importantly, the wild spring seeds, which are an absolute game changer when it comes to getting money in spring. The next day, we get a mail from Willie, and he is going to give us a fishing rod for free, but we're not going to be using that fishing rod starting off in the game. We're going to get a different one instead. Back to the farm though, we are currently watering up our parsnips. We're also going to make some spring wild seeds from the forageables that we got on day number 1. Once we plant those and water those up, we'll head down to the beach and we're going to start the fishing minigame. And the fishing minigame can be extremely profitable in Stardew Valley if you know where to go and what to fish up. We're going to get the training rod off Willie now today. It's only 25 gold, but it's a fabulous investment because it gives you a much larger fishing bar, which makes it incredibly easy to get perfect catches on fish. The only downside to this is you're limited to just the basic fish when it comes to fishing, and fish also don't come with quality levels, meaning you're not going to make a whole lot of money from this tactic. But the fishing rod is a great way to get a lot of fishing skills early in the game, and the more fishing skills you can accumulate, the better fishing rods Willie will have in store for you. So once we get level 2 fishing, we're going to switch back over to our regular fishing rod, and the reason why we do this is to make more money from fishing. At the end of today, we got level 3 fishing, which is really nice. We can now purchase the fiberglass rod off Willie, which is a huge game changer. Now we didn't make a whole lot of money from fishing today because we used the training rod for a good portion of it. We made just under 2,000 gold. Because we were lucky enough to get some copper ores in a treasure chest, Clint paid us a visit and gives us the blueprints there to make a furnace. Day number 3 is always a rainy day, so we use today to fish up as many catfish as possible. You can only get catfish in spring when it's raining. So we're going to visit Willie now. After pulling up a few fish, we're going to sell all these fish to Willie, and we're now going to invest in a fiberglass rod. There's 2 reasons you want to get the fiberglass rod as quickly as possible. The first is that you can put bait in the rod, increasing fishing bite rate. That means more money for you because you're going to get more fish. But also, when you get treasure chests with the fiberglass rod, the loot pool is much better than that of the regular rod. Level 5 fishing, we're going to go with the first perk there, Fisher. That means fish is worth 25% more. It's always worth checking out the help wanted board A very common quest here now is from Clint. He wants us to collect copper ores, but we get to keep the ores, and in return he will give us money, and we also get friendship points with Clint. A great way to get friendship points up with Clint. So we have a bit of money today, almost 4,300 gold. We're going to spend it all on kale. Now we could have gotten parsnips, and that would have yielded more XP in the long run, but the reason why we're getting kale is because it's very profitable, it gives great XP, and it just means that we have more time in the day to do other activities instead of watering crops. So we're going to be sticking with kale primarily for our spring crop to make money. So we're back to fishing now today, and I got super lucky. I got a diamond and a jade ring. Now the jade ring is nice, critical power by 10%, but we can also sell it to Marlin later on to make some handy money as well. The diamond sells for 750 gold, which is really nice. On day 5 it's time to pick up our parsnips, so we're going to get some farming levels for this, but more importantly we can sell these, get even more money. The current goal for spring is to save up enough to unlock the greenhouse, because we're going to go the Joja route, and to also fill it up with strawberries. So every few days we have this lovely income that's guaranteed to range between 15 and 20,000 depending on the quality of strawberries we pick up. I got super lucky today and managed to fish up an iridium band. This is an amazing ring, and it's the first time I've actually gotten this ring out of all the playthroughs I've done in Stardew Valley, so I was really happy with this. So I'm going to swap out the jade ring now for the iridium band and keep the magnet ring at the top ring slot. So we're doing more fishing today. The more catfish we get, the more money we're going to get. I also want to max out my fishing for spring so I can get the legend later for even more money. At the end of the day, I got farming level 1, more proficiencies for me. That means less energy used when you're using those tools. The more proficient you are with a tool, the less energy you use. I also unlocked regular sprinklers. I won't be making those. In my opinion, they're a waste of resources because of how easily you can get level 6 farming and make quality sprinklers. I got a trout soup inside Gus's bin. Super happy with that. That'll come in super handy later when I'm trying to get the harder fish. We're also working on Caroline as well. I'm giving her daffodils to try to get her the 2 hearts, so she will give us the tea sapling recipe. And tea saplings are something that we're going to be abusing in this playthrough because they are a massive money maker. At the moment, we have given Caroline 2 gifts this week. We've also spoken to her today. My advice is to talk to Caroline every single day, even if you've given her the 2 gifts for the week, because you get extra friendship points that way as well. With all the money we got from fishing, I'm going to treat myself to a backpack upgrade. This is going to be needed, especially when we delve into the mines. The last thing we want to do is be throwing away gear, throwing away valuable money. So I'm going to spend the rest of my money on kale seeds. I purchased 133 in total. That's going to make me a lot of money 6 days to come when all that is sold. And I'll be able to sell it just in time for the strawberries as well. So we're going to hoe up the ground now today. We're going to have to plant our kale seeds. We're going to have to water up all the crops. This will actually take a huge amount of time, so we don't actually end up getting to do a lot more activities today on the 6th. But like most things in Stardew Valley, in order to make money, you've got to spend it. It was Mayor Lewis's birthday today, so I gave him a daffodil. Now they are much better things you can give him, but I have plenty of daffodils in my inventory at the moment, so I'm using those as primary gift items. So we're down into the mines today. This is our first day in the mines. We're on floor 7 here now. And as we can see, my energy is almost gone. So it's just a great tip in terms of preserving energy. If you see enemies in the mines, kill them. There's always a chance they can drop staircases for you. If you see crates like this too, destroy them. You can get really good weapons from crates. You can also get cave carrots that can give you back energy as well. So a small little fly here now, it just dies in one hit. But try to kill it on an actual non-soil tile. There's a chance it can give you a staircase. In this instance it didn't, but it did give us an ancient seed. If you also see mystery nodes like this, always break them open. You could get rubies or even diamonds out of them, and they yield lots of mining XP. You can also sell them for lots of money or keep them for the desert trader later on for when we do Skull Cavern runs. Now, I didn't have a whole lot of energy left today, but it's also worth noting that your character is good for a few extra swings when you reach exhaustion status, but if you swing too much you'll go unconscious. So I was on floor 9, I decided to take the gamble and use up my reserve energy to see if I could get a staircase down to floor 10. On this occasion, unfortunately, I didn't get the staircase and my character passed out. But that's a decision you can make, you know, if you ever get into one of those difficult scenarios. Level 1 mining, that's +1 pickaxe proficiency, which is great. I can also make cherry bombs. Proficiencies are very important. The more proficient you are with the tool, the less energy your garden will consume when using that tool. I also gave Gunther here the ancient seed. I can now plant that in my farm, and we're only on day 8 now in spring. Getting an ancient seed this early is extremely beneficial for us. I also got level 10 in the mines today. I got the leather boots, and I got level 1 combat. I can make sturdy rings. That is actually a profitable ring, and I do have videos that showcase how best to farm that ring to make tons of money. So on day number 9 here now, it's time to pick up the first batch of spring forageables. We've got leeks, dandelions, daffodils, and horseradishes. All can be converted into spring wild seeds. The general tactic we're going to be using for spring wild seeds is we're going to make them, plant them back in the ground. Great way to get a huge bulk of spring wild seeds early on is to complete one of the community center bundles. You just need one of each spring forageable and you get rewarded with 30 wild spring seeds. It's an absolutely amazing bundle. When I get to floor 20 here, I get to steal a small sword. Now it does look a little bit different from the steel small sword you know. That's just because I'm using a mod pack to change the appearance of the weapons. But the stats on it are the exact same of that of the original. So here's just a room here now with more crates, and I managed to get a wood club out of one of the crates. This is a massive weapon upgrade. Club weapons are by far the best weapon types in the game, in my humble opinion of course. So with the wood club, that's going to bring us very far in terms of killing enemies with ease. Day number 10 yields our lovely first batch of kale. We're going to harvest all this lovely kale. We're going to get some level ups from this too. The sooner we can get level 6 farming, the better. It just means we can make quality sprinklers. So that's level 4 farming right there, which is pretty nice. We're going to sell all this kale. We're going to set ourselves up for the very strong Easter event when it comes to buying those lovely strawberries. Now we only need enough strawberries to fill up the greenhouse. There isn't much point getting more strawberries than that if you look at the grand scheme of things in terms of making tons of money in spring. It was Vincent's birthday today, so I gave him a daffodil because I have daffodils literally growing out of my ears. Back down into the mines, we're on the dark floors at the moment, but because I have the iridium band, this floor is just trivial. I've got plenty of vision, plenty of range to see what nodes are around me. So as we can see here now, my energy is really low again, but I can now make bug steak. You just need 10 bug meat to make a bug steak, and it's a really nice item for early game players if you really need energy or health. The current goal right now is to get down to the bottom of the mines as quickly as possible so we can get the skull key. If we can get a skull cavern run done in spring, I'll be very happy with this video. But in order for that to happen, we need to get the ball moving with regular mine progression. The wood club does make life a little bit easier, especially the ground pound ability. I can slay multiple enemies at once. When an enemy drops a staircase, it is a gift from the heavens in my opinion, because it saves you so much time and energy when it comes to making general mine progression. The more farming levels we get, the more proficiencies we get, and the more recipes we can unlock to make our lives easier on the farm. And level 2 mining gives us a recipe for the staircase. That's a game changer. The meat just pays us a visit today. We have a choice between bats and mushrooms. Always go mushrooms if you're looking to make as much money as possible, as you get 6 fresh mushrooms every single day from the cave. And you can sell those mushrooms, or you can just keep them and use them for health and energy. We're going to do loads of fishing today because I need more money, especially if I'm going to unlock the greenhouse and get 108 strawberries. I need all the money the game can give. So I got a diamond today along with another ring, an emerald ring. That's worth 300 gold. That's not to snuff at early on. The diamond will come in super handy. I can either sell that or keep it for buff food later on. Day number 12 is a rainy day, which is really nice for me. That gives me more time to focus on making money. Also, all the kale is ready to go, so I'm going to harvest all the kale, sell that. That is going to set me up so nicely for the lovely Easter event tomorrow. We have also attained level 6 farming. We can now make quality sprinklers. The only thing stopping us from making quality sprinklers right now are gold bars, but we should have those in a few days hopefully once we make faster progress in the mines. So I'm going to pull all that kale into the shipping bin. I'm then going to spend the rest of the day fishing. Because it's raining, the catfish are still very profitable. Level 5 farming today, which is really nice. We're going to go with tiller crops worth 10% more. That is a game changer for us. More money for our lovely crops. Level 6 farming awards us with the quality sprinkler. Oh, it's such a nice item. We're going to fill the farm up with quality sprinklers over the next few seasons. Almost 22,000 gold made, primarily from selling all the kale, and a few other bits and bobs from fishing and stuff we got in treasure chests. So we now have loads of money going into the Easter event, but before we go to the Easter event, it's time to water up our lovely spring seeds. Once all the spring seeds are watered up, we're going to go to the event, visit Pierre, and we're going to purchase just enough strawberry seeds to fill up a greenhouse equipped with quality sprinklers. And it's 108 seeds in total that we can purchase. That's all we're going to get. The rest of the money we're going to save, and we're going to use Morris to build us up a greenhouse over the next couple of days. This is going to be a fantastic money maker throughout the next couple of seasons, because you can harvest strawberries every 4 days when they're fully grown. This event is also really handy for completing the induction side quest, which is one of the first quests you get in the game, where you have to meet everyone in Stardew Valley. There's still a good few people I haven't spoken to yet, so I'm going to use this opportunity to walk around and talk to everyone just so I can get that quest completed. It's also worth noting too that if you complete the Easter hunt event here, you get a straw hat, but if you complete it in year number 2, you won't get a straw hat, you'll get money instead. Now it's not a huge amount of money, but it is nice to get money instead of getting an item you already have. Just to give it a mention there while we're doing this event. The next day starts with getting our lovely mushrooms. Thank you very much, Demetrius. These common mushrooms are very handy for energy and health, especially if you're exploring the starter versions of the cave. Later on, we will have much better resources to tap into when it comes to energy and health, but for now, the mushrooms will do a fine job keeping us afloat. There's also a lot of fibre there beside the community centre that's worth taking as well, because we're going to need all the fibre we can get now to make tea saplings, which we're going to get very soon. I got a salmon tinner inside Gus's bin today. I was super happy with that. That's a loved gift for Alex. I'm going to sell that because I need to prioritise money at the moment. It was Haley's birthday today. Give her a daffodil. That brings her straight up to 2 hearts. So it's always worth noting too that when it comes to people's birthdays, even if you don't have their favourite gift, just give them something so you can get those extra friendship points. So we're going to visit Joja Mart today. We're going to talk to the lovely Morris, give him 5,000 gold for the Joja membership. All we need now is 35,000 gold and we can unlock the greenhouse. And we're not too far off that. We're also going to give Robin the axe she lost. That's going to get us 250 gold right there. And we're going to pay Marlon a visit as well. And we're just going to give him some weapons and rings here that we don't need. We can't put these in the shipping bin. And there's no point having them lying around in the chest because we're never going to use them. Might as well just sell them to Marlon. Make some extra money that way. We're going to do more fishing now today to try to get our fishing level up and to make more money from catching fish. The more fish we can get now today, the closer we'll be to getting that greenhouse. Speaking of which, let's go into Caroline's sunroom here. This activates when you enter Caroline's sunroom after getting 2 hearts with Caroline. It's a nice little cutscene and she asks you what do you think of the sunroom. It doesn't really matter what response you give there, she will absolutely give you the tea sapling recipe the next day, which is an absolute game changer for us, especially when it comes to making money for the rest of the year. But more importantly, let's focus on spring for now. So as we can see here now today, I'm farming fibre. If there's rocks in my way, I'll just mine them up. More the mining XP I get, the better as well. If I can get level 6 mining before doing this cavern run, that would be very advantageous to us. That means we can make bombs on the go using iron ores and coal. But for now, let's just focus on fibre and wood so we can make tons and tons of tea saplings. I spent the whole day on the farm today just gathering up all the fibre the farm has to offer, and you do get a fair bit now in all fairness from the farm. The next day, we're going to get our lovely mail from Caroline, and that is the tea sapling recipe right there. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to harvest all of these lovely spring forageables. We're going to turn all these back into spring wild seeds, and then we're going to convert some into tea saplings, sell those to Pierre, and then we're going to use all that money to go into the Joja Mart, unlock the greenhouse, and set up our strawberries. We managed to make a whopping 200 spring seeds today. Super happy with that. I do have loads of wood and fibre accumulated, so it's now time to make tons of tea saplings. Let's see how many tea saplings we can make. As you can see, we managed to make 85 tea saplings. This is going to sell for over 40,000 gold, as each tea sapling is worth 500 gold. That is going to give us a huge mountain of money. It's now time to treat ourselves to some lovely upgrades. But first, let's sell these tea saplings to Pierre, and we're going to treat ourselves to a backpack upgrade because we have so much money right now. It's the best time, I find, to get the last backpack upgrade, just so we're done with it. Also, if we go to the Skull Cavern, we won't be worrying about inventory space. We'll get to keep everything we find in the Skull Cavern, which we can hopefully get into in the next week or so. It's now time to get the greenhouse, 35,000 gold, and this is the great thing about going the Joja route. It allows you to get things like this very early in the game. You're not waiting for specific seasons to come into play to get items needed for community centre bundles. That's why the Joja route is so good. It offers so much freedom. You're just not restricted. So we're going to get a pickaxe upgrade with Clint today. We're going to go for the copper pickaxe. It just means we can make faster progress in the mines. I've got 27,000 gold. I was going to get some potato seeds. I was looking at the parsnips, but I said, you know what? Let's just get more kale seeds because it is very profitable and it gives lots of farming XP. So I managed to purchase over 100 kale seeds now today. I could have got more than 100, but I left it at 100 because I didn't want to spend the whole day just watering crops, and I didn't have enough resources yet to make quality sprinklers. So we're going to spend the rest of our time now today fishing, and we get this lovely cool cutscene here now of Morris and his lovely co-workers working hard on building our lovely greenhouse. Speaking of which, this is the setup we're using for the greenhouse. As we can see, I left some spaces there for quality sprinklers to be put down later on. Once the sprinklers are put down, this greenhouse will be almost fully automated. I just have to come along every few days and pick up the strawberries to sell for loads of money. Today is a rainy day, and as a rule of thumb, if it's raining, we're going fishing. The more catfish we get, the more money we're going to get off the lovely catfish. It's back to Morris now today. I had 23,000 gold. I was going to keep it and go for the bus upgrade, but I decided to get the minecarts out of the way now because it's only 15,000 gold for the minecarts, and it just means that I can spend a longer duration of time every day in the mines with the fast travel, so I can make faster progress towards getting the skull key and towards getting the gold bars so I can make the quality sprinklers. So because we've unlocked the greenhouse, Evelyn will pay us a visit and she's going to give us a garden pot. Getting the garden pot in spring is a game changer because it will allow us to get a rare seed off the travelling cart so we can get the sweet gem berry much earlier rather than later. And getting a sweet gem berry early means we can bring that to the secret woods and we can get a star drop much earlier in the game, which is really good for increasing maximum energy. It was Pam's birthday today. Now I just gave her a daffodil. I could have saved the parsnip for her or purchased the beer off Gus, but I didn't have a parsnip and I wanted to make as much money as I could get. So I decided a daffodil for her would be fine. I also got my copper pickaxe back off Clint. I was super happy with this, but I wasn't finished with Clint just yet. I decided to give him my axe now to be upgraded to a copper axe. Hardwood is a resource I was going to need a lot sooner rather than later, especially if I want to go to Ginger Island as quickly as possible. I was going to need lots of hardwood for the whole upgrade. So upgrading the axe now is definitely the right way to go about it. Back down into the regular mines, got to floor 40 now today. The copper pickaxe is making life a lot easier for me. And I'm trying to get down to the 80s now as quickly as possible so I can get those lovely gold bars to make quality sprinklers. So as we can see here now with the copper pickaxe, it just takes 2 swings to break open all these nodes, which is really nice. If I didn't have the copper pickaxe and just had the regular one, it would have taken a lot more swings. Getting the iron ores here is super important also for quality sprinklers. Getting the bat wings is super important to make lightning rods later on too for battery packs. And if we come across the odd amethyst node here and there, we'll break those open too for mining XP and extra profits. I came across a boss slime today. It was a cool black slime with a star on its head. Killing these sometimes yield really nice items. Off this black slime we got a magnet ring, which is really nice. It's much better than the magnet ring I currently had because it's a larger one, so we're going to swap those out. So we're just fighting dust sprites here. These are really nice for farming coal. Also, if we kill enemies on these tiles, there's a chance they'll drop a staircase just like that, saving time and energy for us. So we're just farming more iron ores now today. If we see dust sprites, we'll kill them. There's also a chance they can drop coffee beans, and if I can get an early coffee bean, I'll be super happy because it just means I'll have tons and tons of coffee and triple shot espressos later on in the game. I won't have to trade in diamonds to get those. The more iron ores I get now as well, the better. Iron ores aren't just needed for quality sprinklers. Iron is also needed for kegs. And if we want to get the gold clock by day 100, we are going to need hundreds and hundreds of kegs. So prioritizing iron ore early on is a good move to make as well. When it comes to slimes like this now, as you can see, they're getting a lot harder to fight. The green slimes are fairly easy, but I feel once you get to the midsection and you face off against the blue slimes and then you get to the red slimes, the difficulty in fighting those goes up dramatically. But having a good claw weapon like this is a game changer, because when you can ground pound and hit enemies multiple times, it makes short work with even the strongest enemies in the game. I got a purple mushroom today from the mushroom cave. That was pretty nice. I also found a diamond on 467. Not only does it give me an item worth 750 gold, it also gives me 150 mining XP as well. When you see crates like this, always go for them. Cave carrots can be a lifesaver, as well as mixed seeds, especially if you want to make fiber seeds later on in the game. I got down to the 70s here now and I can fight these skeletons. These skeletons have a small chance in dropping a sword called a bone sword. It's a high level sword that's really quick and it's got a high attack power. Now I didn't get the sword today, unfortunately, but I did make it down to floor 80, got the firewalker boots. That's a nice defense upgrade for me. Floor 81 is one of the best areas in the game when it comes to farming of fiber, and we will be hitting this floor later on and farming it over and over again to make more tea saplings to push progression. The goal right now is to get access to the desert so we can get star drops come summer, but also to make as much money as possible so we can purchase tons of starfruit, because the main crop we're going to use in summer is the starfruit. Starfruit wine is one of the most profitable items in the game, and if we're going to get the gold clock, starfruit wine will be the way to go. So it's Shane's birthday today, and Shane is an NPC that we want to work on because he can give you access to blue chickens, which are really cool aesthetically. They work the same as regular chickens, but they're just blue, which is a pretty cool colour. Level 5 mining, we have a choice of geologist or miner. Of course we're going to go with miner, plus 1 ore per vein is a no-brainer right there. So we're finally making gold bars now today. We can finally make quality sprinklers, just need some refined quartz to make those, which we'll have shortly. I'm also going to pick up all of these lovely spring forageables. I use these now to make more tea saplings. Now it is the 21st of spring, so if I want to put down more spring seeds I can do so today, but today would be the last day to plant those. We're also going to visit the travelling cart merchant now as well today, just to see what she has. She has a rare seed, which is great. I'm going to purchase that for 1,000 gold, put that straight into the garden pot, so by the time it comes to summer we'll be able to get a lovely star drop inside the secret woods. It takes 24 days for a sweet gem berry. We can of course put a deluxe speed grow into that. We can purchase one from Sandy on a Thursday out in the desert, and we can speed that up by a few days. I also got my copper axe off Clint out today, but I'm going to hand the axe straight back into him, and there's one reason for this. It's to get access to the secret woods. It's to get access to the lovely hardwood stumps that respawn in the secret woods every single day, because we're going to need tons of hardwood to get into Ginger Island. Also, it's a great way to get foraging XP as well, and if we get level 7 foraging, we can make tree fertilizers, and the sooner we get those tree fertilizers now, the better. We can start making tree farms, we can start getting oak resins to make kegs. So I got an obsidian edge today, I was really happy with that. I also made it down to floor 100 today, and I got the star drop. Just 20 more levels to go, and I get the skull key. We can start doing some skull cavern runs, but first, we have to unlock the desert, of course. The kale will definitely help us in reaching that goal. So we've got 100 pieces of kale now today, which we can harvest. We're going to get some nice level ups from this as well. We're going to put all this now into our lovely shipping bin. And we also got the tea saplings we can rely upon as well. And in a few days, of course, we'll have our strawberries. So we're going to start seeing lots and lots of income now coming into the farm over the next couple of days. So we're going to fill up the greenhouse with quality sprinklers. I don't have to come in here anymore and spend time and energy watering up those crops. The greenhouse is now fully set up for the whole year. So we got 110 now today in the mines. We got the space boots. It's a fabulous piece of armour. That will serve us well for skull cavern runs. Coming across diamonds like this is always super exciting because of the sheer amount of mining XP they give you. Plus, any diamonds I get now, I can just keep those and trade them in for triple shot espressos from the desert trader. The obsidian edge is a great weapon in terms of handling enemies to mid-late game, but there will come a time where we're going to have to get rid of that and get the galaxy weapons and infinity weapons when it comes to the harder versions of the mines that we're going to see much sooner rather than later because we went the Joja route. Floor 113 gives us mushrooms, which is really nice. So this is the mushroom floor right here. And we got a few purple mushrooms, so I'm super happy with that. I will pick up all the mushrooms because it's just more foraging XP for me. We have level 4 foraging at the moment. We should have 5 before we get into summer, but we do want to get 7 as quickly as possible. So on floor 118 here now, we're getting lots of ores, lots of items. We make it down to floor 120, and it's only the 22nd, which is really good. That rewards us with the skull key. We can now enter the skull cavern. But first, we have to fix up the bus. Level 5 combat, we're going to go with fighter, all attacks deal 10% more damage. Combine that with the iridium band, that's 20% additional damage coming out of our weapons. I made almost 18,000 gold today, primarily from selling the lovely kale. I also sold a diamond as well and a few other bits and bobs I got from killing enemies. So today another batch of spring forageables are ready to be collected. I'm also making more gold bars as well, so I can make more quality sprinklers. I'm going to convert all of these wild seeds now into tea saplings. I just need fibre and wood. Fibre is what's really holding me back now at the moment, as per usual of course. So I decided to get some more crops today off PR. Now it was the 23rd, I couldn't get kale, couldn't get potatoes or beans or anything like that. I could only get parsnips, so I'm going to get 100 parsnips because I have quality sprinklers put down on the farm. So I might as well have something grown there to make an extra few bucks in a couple of days. The big goal now was getting into the desert as quickly as possible and preparing for potentially a decent skull cavern run. The first thing that we should do before entering the skull cavern is upgrading our pickaxe to a steel pickaxe. This means we can get rid of nodes in the skull cavern with just 2 swings, which will save time and energy. So I'm going to plant all the parsnips now today. All of the quality sprinklers are put down, they're ready to go. So I just have to water up the patches that I had to hoe out. And that's basically then for the rest of spring. I won't have to water that patch anymore. Because I have my steel axe, it's time to get rid of all these tree stumps. I can also get rid of the large tree stumps as well, and I can access the secret woods, so I can get my hands on more items inside there, including some of the forageables that the secret woods has to offer. Once this large tree stump has been wiped out, we can now access the secret woods. And the great thing about the secret woods is that it has multiple regular tree stumps that respawn every single day. You get 25 foraging XP every time you destroy one of those tree stumps. There's also a chance you can get your hands on forageables in here as well, so it's a great place to go every day to accelerate your foraging skills. Now we do have level 6 foraging at the moment, which is really good. We just need one more level and we can get our hands on that tree fertilizer. With level 5 foraging, we can choose a foraging path. The best perk to take by far in terms of making money is Gatherer, a chance to pull up 2 forageables instead of 1. Today is the flower dance event, so we're going to purchase the 10 daffodils, the 10 dandelions, the rare crow and the top of flowers recipe off Pierre. The dandelions and the daffodils can all be put towards making spring wild seeds, thus converted into tea saplings for even more money. So the only NPC I could ask to dance with me now was Shane, because I was working on him for a while, giving him sneaky bears on the low. Giving him the bear as a birthday gift was a massive boost as well in terms of friendship points. You only need 4 hearts with an NPC to dance with them at the flower dance here. It was time to take Haley's crown and become the new ultimate flower dancer. Just look at my character go. I squatted with extreme passion and won the hearts of many that day. What a great event it was. It was back to money making, and of course a great way to make money is to harvest all of our lovely strawberries inside the greenhouse. We can now come in here every 4 days and pick up all of these strawberries, guaranteeing us huge amounts of money every couple of days. 42,000 gold in the bag. It was time to get Morris to fix up the bus for us so we could do skull cavern runs. But it was the 25th of spring. The big challenge now was making enough money to purchase tons of starfruit come the 1st of summer, and we only had a few days to pull that off. So we would have to rely on skull cavern to make money as well. Thankfully, iridium bars sell for 1,000 gold apiece. With the level 10 blacksmithing perk, they sell for 1,500 gold apiece. So I fished for the rest of the day, and here is a pretty cool scene of Morris working super hard fixing up the bus, which gives Pam a job. Fair play to you, Morris. Level 8 farming rewards us with the cake. We can't make it right now, we need a lot more resources to make those. It was Pierre's birthday today, so we're just going to give him a daffodil. This is a light gift, so we're just going to get 2 hearts with him for that. It is worth accumulating friendship points with NPCs earlier rather than later, because they do send you nice gifts in the mail. And sometimes you can get really good stuff. For example, Pam can send you energy tonics. So I got my steel pickaxe off Clint today. We're getting ready for a skull cavern run. But before we go in, we need to get some decent healable foods. Salads are a great way to go with Gus here. They're just 220 gold a pop. I'm going to purchase 30 salads in total. That's more than enough to survive a decent run. For the rest of the day, we are going to be fishing because I'm very close to fishing level 10. So if I can get fishing level 10, I can have a go off the legend if I'm lucky enough to get a rainy day before summer hits. A gold star legend will sell for over 11,000 gold. So we're going to collect all of our lovely parsnips today. We're going to sell all those. It's now time to do a skull cavern run. If I see cactus fruits on the ground, I'll pick them up for extra healables. We're also going to trade in some items here for buff foods. So we're going to get triple shot espressos and spicy eels for speed and luck buffs. I'm also going to get 2 warp totems to the desert. So if I want to go back and do runs in the future, I won't have to wait for 10 o'clock I can just warp in at 6 o'clock and do an earlier run, meaning I can get a lot more resources before the day comes to an end. So I'm on the first floor and I got super lucky here. After hitting open a few nodes, I managed to get a hole, brought me down 7 levels, super happy with that. When I got down to level 8, I just had to blow up a few rocks here and that gave me a staircase to go straight down to level 9. So I was getting really good luck at the moment, despite the fact that it was an unlucky day. Skull Cavern had different hopes for me, and by God, what a run it was today. That was another staircase right down to level 10. Now this was my first serpent enemy, and I had to be very careful with this because my combat level wasn't super high. I didn't have a whole lot of HP, so a few hits off these serpents could mean the end of my character. Now I did have a few staircases for emergencies, and I was saving those staircases for big emergencies. So an emergency would be where if I was going to die, if I got a spiral floor, you know, like this for example. So this is an example of a spiral floor right here, but I always mine the ores at the very start of the floor before making a decision on if I would use a staircase or not. On this occasion I got a hole, so it was absolutely fabulous luck. Taking damage off bombs isn't the end of the world. If you can avoid it, by all means do so. So what we see here now is me being attacked by 2 serpents. I managed to kill those easy enough. The obsidian edge will see you through tough moments in the Skull Cavern, but obviously if you can get the galaxy weapons, you'll be in a much better place to fend them off and kill them very quickly. So I was on floor 30 now at the moment, and because I got past floor 25, that was 10,000 gold in the bag from Mr. Key that he would send on in 2 days. The great thing about Skull Cavern as well is that it gives you all of the resources you need to make items on the go so you can get further and further down. Tons of gold ores here now, and I can make regular bombs too, just needed iron ore and coal to make those. I got so many holes today, it was just so lucky. Here is an example of me almost getting killed. 4 serpents came at me at once, so what I had to do here now was eat salad, get my health up to max, fight off as many serpents as I could. The right click parry is a lifesaver that will protect you from a couple of attacks. Once I had the second serpent dead, it got much easier. This is the thing about the Skull Caverns. You get swarmed from serpents out of nowhere. That's why you should always come in here with lots of healables, in case you have to go through tons of healables within the space of a few seconds. It will save your life. When you die in the Skull Cavern, you could lose very valuable items. So my advice to always come in here with more than enough healables, just in case you have to start spamming food. Also, if you see crates like this or barrels in the Skull Cavern, always make it a priority to break them open. You never know what you might get. There is a chance when you break open crates and barrels in the Skull Cavern, you can get a lucky ring. It gives you a permanent +1 to luck, which is a huge buff. It's an absolutely huge buff. It's the rarest ring in the game, and luck is of course a deciding factor in terms of how much money you can make in year 1, or how much resources you can get your hands on just within a few days. The difference between a good luck day and a bad luck day can make or break a run. Speaking of which, let's look at all these lovely crates in the Skull Cavern. Most crates don't give us much, but I managed to get a lucky ring in the very last crate. When this happened on the 27th of spring, year 1, I could not believe it. I actually had to look at it for a few seconds to kind of understand what just happened. I got a lucky ring on my very first Skull Cavern run in spring. I mean, you can't really ask for better luck than that. All I needed now was a prismatic shard just to get a new weapon upgrade, and I managed to get that too just before the day came to an end. So I managed to get a lucky ring and a prismatic shard along with lots of iridium ore on an unlucky day in the Skull Cavern. So I was very happy with the luck that I got. I was very happy with my progress in spring, but spring is not over. This is the last day of spring. Look at all these lovely forageables that we can pick up. All of these forageables will be converted back into spring seeds, and they will then be converted into tea saplings. Now I'm after making 450 spring seeds right here. I don't have the resources right now to convert them into tea saplings, but every time I accumulate fibre and wood, it is a viable option to make quick bursts of money if you need it, especially if you want to get a quick tool upgrade done, or if you need to purchase tons of crops. So today was going to be a day of fighting legends, the legend fish in particular. But before we go up and fight the big baddie, we needed to get some upgraded fishing gear. The iridium rod with the trap bobber and some trout soup was the way to go. The trout soup will give us a +1 to fishing, increasing our fishing skill from 10 to 11. The trap bobber will mean that the progress bar will go down slower, if the legend fish isn't in our sights. Thankfully, I got a really easy legend fish. Sometimes this fish can be nigh impossible to catch, but RNG was on my side, and I managed to pull it up out of the water without too much hassle. Because it's a gold star fish, and because I have both fishing perks, which increase money from fish, it sells for 11,250 gold, which is just what I needed to go into summer, because the star fruit is very expensive, so the more money we can make now today, the better we're going to be come summer. So we're going to farm floor 81 of the mines now today to get as much fibre as possible, so we can convert those spring seeds into tea saplings. So we're going to go up and back into floor 81, getting resources and fibre. By the end of the day, I managed to get tons of fibre, and I managed to make 71 tea saplings in total. That's going to give me more than 35,000 gold. I also sold some iridium bars as well that I got from Skull Cavern, because they sell for 1,000 gold a pop. Now I could have sowed those spring seeds, I could have made about 15,000 gold. I decided to keep them. Tea saplings are much more profitable. I'm at 68,000 gold by end of today. It was primarily from the legend fish, the iridium bars and the tea saplings, along with some other bits and bobs. So we're now in the first of summer. We got 10,000 gold from Mr. Key there, putting us up to 78,000 gold. We also have 258,000 gold made so far in spring, which is a huge amount of gold. We also have the lucky ring, the iridium band, and a greenhouse filled up to the top with strawberries. And we're going to get even more money for those strawberries. So we're going to have roughly 100,000 gold to spend on starfruit. So I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of the Ultimate Year 1 Challenge, let me know and I can make a summer video. So if you like the video and leave a comment, it'll also help the algorithm push my video out to even more people. Let's make our lovely cozy community bigger. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks a million for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.